I'm sending you some healing frequencies, some calming frequencies to ground you, to just bring in all the energies if you've been scattered from the day, from whatever it is that you've been doing, just gathering all those energies and coming into this moment, into this present moment now. And these frequencies that I'm sending you is going to help you just center and bring everything back to this present moment now. Down here. Things that have been spinning above can all come down and grounded. So today is the fifth meditation in this series, in this 7 chakra meditation series that I've been doing. So today is Vishuddha, the throat chakra. So this is the 5th one, when we start all the way down from our root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, and today we are here on the throat chakra. And I am so grateful for you all for joining me today. And I am grateful for this opportunity to share this space with you, to hold this beautiful space of love and light, joy and peace. I'm grateful to you all for being here and playing a part. So thank you for joining me today. So the throat energy center is our expression center. So this is the place where we speak from, how we express ourselves. And that's why it's important for us to balance this energy center. And as I've mentioned before as well, that every chakra spins gently in a clockwise direction. And you can feel this if you are a practitioner who are aware of the energy, the conscious awareness of the energy. If you practice yoga, certain yoga practices, or healing practices, such as Reiki, energy healing practices, you'll be able to feel these energies either in front of your throat or behind your neck. You can feel both ways, front and back, outside your body, because this is where our energy center runs parallel to our physical body on both sides, runs in front as well, the framework of energy, and along the spinal column as well. So you'll be able to feel this if you practice any energy practice, whether that's yoga, whether that's healing practices. You'll be able to feel this energy spinning. Now, a lot of people, or many people, most people, function from an imbalanced throat chakra. Only because we were never taught about these things. We didn't know. We were never learned about these things in school. We didn't know that we had to practice and we had to balance this and what we had to do, what we didn't have to. We didn't know anything. And hence we have just been living in a default mode where we just constantly emotionally react to whatever happens in life or life situations or with people around us. And those emotional reactions have played a part in shaping ourselves, our energy systems, and how it plays a part in sometimes creating those stagnant energies within us. So, whatever information it is that you have collected in this lifetime, or sometimes we carry these information from previous lifetimes as well. If we haven't healed in the previous lifetimes, we carry those information and come into this lifetime, and therefore we may be born the symptoms may show up at a very young age where you will have either speech impediment or thyroid dysfunction or things like that that show up in the physical to let us know that the throat chakra may be out of balance. So these are some of the symptoms that will show up related to this energy center. But these are physical aspects, some of the physical aspects that I've just mentioned. But many people are not even aware of that you may not have these physical symptoms come up, but you are not aware of how you are expressing yourself, how we are expressing ourselves. This is our expression center. So, how we express ourselves, how do we speak about ourselves or about our world or about everything that we do about our life? How do we express ourselves? And many people are not even aware of how to speak with that conscious awareness. And also, many people are not aware of their own authentic voice. So, what is the authentic voice? How do we know we're speaking from our authentic voice, or how do we even begin to start that journey of speaking the authentic voice? What is it even? So many people are not even aware of that. So when we grew up, when we were children, we didn't know these things, and we grew up, we didn't know. We went to school and we got educated and we speak the way we speak. We learned the ways of the environment that we grew up in, from the school environment or our family environment or society that we grew up in, etc. We pick up all this information of how we speak, and that's how we go about speaking. We haven't really known to tune in to the authentic voice of who I really am, and I speak from that. And this is something that we as a civilization, humanity as a civilization, the stage that we are in our evolution journey, that we collectively have to learn to speak from that authentic voice. And I didn't know about the authentic voice too. Like many of us, we don't know about these things. I didn't know. It's only when I had my first Kundalini awakening around the year 2010, I had my first experience of my Kundalini awakening, and that's when my voice changed and I started speaking in a different way, completely different way to how I used to speak before, in an unaware way. And that's when I began to understand, and it took me many years to fully understand what that was all about, the transformation, the transitional stages that you go through after you have such an awakening moment. And over the years, I have then learned and understood what it is about speaking our authentic voice. So, speaking our authentic voice is about speaking from the true self, that who I really am. So, I'm not speaking from the education system, the things that I have learned through these institutions, or from my family, or from society, but I'm speaking the true voice from within, the true self that is guiding me, that voice. That's what I'm speaking, and that's where I am speaking from. And this is why, as a collective, we have to step into this ability between us, this opportunity for us now to step into that authentic voice. And this is why today, as we're focusing on the throat, I want to share about this authentic voice. So, the throat chakra is governed by the air element. So, how do we bring a balance to this? If we have been imbalanced, we've been having physical symptoms related with our throat, but it's not just the throat. Um, this chakra, this energy center, governs the ears, the nose, and the throat. So, it's really interesting that even in the medical industry, where in the hospitals you have the department as ENT, which is ears, nose, throat. So it's really interesting the parallelism when you see it, that this is energy center that governs these three parts of the body as well. So it's not just the throat, but if you have issues related with your ears, if you have issues related with the nose, is also governed by the throat chakra. And when we have physical symptoms related to these body parts, that's when things have been going for a while behind the scene, and it starts to come out in the physical. That only happens at a later stage, and that's when the things start to show up, letting us know that, look, this is what is going on inside. Probably you need to work on your throat chakra, probably you need to balance that, so that we can just let these symptoms heal, let the symptoms disappear. Because the moment we bring our energy centers, we cleanse, purify, and bring our energy centers to a balance, the physical symptoms will just disappear. So when I started on my healing journey, and I didn't know I was going to get into my spiritual awakening journey, I just wanted to feel better because I had a lot of symptoms in my body at that time. I was suffering from hypothyroidism, fibromyalgia, lots of stomach related issues, IBS, etc., migraine. So I had a lot of symptoms, insomnia, I couldn't sleep well, and all of that. So I just wanted to feel better, and that's when I started to meditate and practice yoga just to feel better. I didn't know this was going to lead me into this journey of spiritual awakening at that time. But when I started working for my thyroid, this is what I started doing, doing certain yogasana, certain yoga poses that are specific for the throat to bring a balance, to open that up, and learning to speak from the soul's voice. So that's what I started to learn, how to do that. And also, it's not just about speaking. The throat is not just about speaking. Our expression is not just speaking through our mouth, through the words, but it's also about expressing through our creativity. And that's why it's connected with both sacral and solar plexus as well. With the sacral, with the sacral, it's because of the creativity connection, about the creativity that when we are speaking, expressing ourselves through connectivity, and we are connecting with the sacral energy at that point, and also our solar plexus, because when we are not sure about our own voice, our authentic voice, and we are forcing ourselves to be in this particular way or to speak in this particular way, and that's when it is connected to the solar plexus as well. So the throat, this is how the throat is connected with the rest of our energy centers. But of course, all 7 energy centers are all connected. And that's why if one is out of balance, and it does affect all the others, the lower or the higher, they're all connected, because they're like pipeline, if you like, a network of pipelines. So they're all connected. And if one is out of balance, one is not flowing well, one is slightly stagnant, then it is going to affect the flow of that. So every chakra, or the entire system, is all connected, of course. So one affects the other. And the throat is not just about expressing ourselves in the way that we speak or in a creative expression, but it's also about listening. And that is where the ears come into play. So knowing how to be in balance of being a listener, or how do we become a good listener? So this is what helps in bringing a balance to our throat center, to be a good listener. Now, to be a good listener doesn't necessarily mean that I am just listening to somebody speaking to me, because a lot of times people listen, sometimes people judge, they listen and they judge, or they react, or people react in various ways. And sometimes that may not be the best way that we are listening. So listening is about compassionately understanding what the person is going through. If somebody is talking and somebody is sharing about something, so it's not just listening to something inspiring, something positive, something good. It's not just about that, but it's about compassionately listening to people, let's say, who are going through suffering. And if they're sharing something with you, if they're talking about something, and a lot of times people's automatic reactions is to either try to help them, as in they want to say something to them, they want to advise something, or they want to or they just automatically start judging, not because I'm a bad person or you're a bad person. There's just an automatic reaction that, until we become aware and until we become mindful of this default programming, these automatic reactions, that we can deactivate them. We can just keep them dormant, and then we can activate the compassion within us. So it takes a bit of work initially to deactivate those automatic reactions, that when you're listening to somebody, that automatic judgmental reaction, how do we deactivate those so that they can just stay there dormant? And then we activate the compassion, that I'm listening to this person, that whatever he or she is going through, or whatever, however this person is speaking, and that doesn't even need to be somebody speaking about a problem or a suffering or something to do with their life, but it could be just somebody speaking something that you may not be in alignment with, and one's automatic reaction could be something on the lines of, oh, I don't want to listen to him or her. That's the automatic reaction. But if we learn to understand where this person is speaking from, maybe he's going through that, maybe she's going through that, then we can step into the compassionate, understanding self. And when we become more of this, we can get closer to the authentic voice, the true self. So these are some of the ways that you can step into your authentic voice. And always speaking from love, of course, is speaking from the authentic self, that no matter what you see, no matter what you're seeing in front of you, always seeing from that place of love, speaking from that place of love, listening with that compassionate understanding. And that's when you can learn to tune in to that authentic voice, that you don't have any judgment, that I don't have any judgment, that I am just going to listen, or I am going to fully understand what this person may or may not be. And I don't have to understand, and that's fine too, even if I don't understand. But if I am reacting in this way, it's only because he or she may be going through something that I'm not aware of, and therefore I want to function from this place of compassion. And this is what it's about, that when you set your intention, if we want to, the ways,